formally urged Chief Minister Siddaramaiah to ban all RSS activities on government-owned properties. Now, in a strongly worded letter, Priyank Kharge accused the RSS of spreading negativity among children and youth. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has acknowledged the request and directed the Chief Secretary to take immediate action. Listen in to Priyank Kharge.
They have history of serving the nation for 100 years. I'm asking only 10 things. If the RSS philosophy is so good, so inclusive, why aren't the BJP's leaders' children in shakas? Why don't you see them in Gadaveshas with lathis? Why is this only for SC, STs, backwards, OBCs and the poor? Why is RSS being given such a free run in the country? They say that they are not politically aligned, but they seem to have an opinion on everything, on foreign affairs, on economic affairs, on issues plaguing the country. They are the ones choosing the BJP national head, and they say they are not political.
Let's try and understand a little bit of the past. In 1948, 1975 and 1992, the RSS was banned under the Congress Party's watch, with the bans being subsequently lifted. In 1963, the RSS marched on the Republic Day parade under Jawaharlal Nehru because their contribution during the 1962 war against China to society and how they helped even manage basic civic administration was acknowledged. Now, but the organization has been a constant point of attack against the BJP with the claims of Hindu terror, saffronization of education, and to even charges of backing the British during the freedom struggle. All of this ignores the decades of social welfare, seva, which has been done for the country, and that has been always espoused, advocated by the organization. And this is across Bharat. Now, namely the efforts to bolster Bharat's ancient traditions in the mainstream, and more importantly, ensure that every Bharatiya puts Bharat first. Now, the question remains, is the Congress blindly following this principle of RSS Virod? Or is it doing this because it's in bed with certain radical elements who see the RSS as a threat? The Congress has always taken a politically opposing position vis-a-vis the RSS historically. But there are also annals in our history which chronicle the RSS working closely with the Congress party and tall Congress leaders too. So where is the problem in Karnataka? Let's try and debate and discuss this. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, Darwinian atheist, political commentator with us. Surabhi Hodigere, Karnataka spokesperson of the BJP. We're looking into the future for national, but we'll see. All is well. Best of luck. At least that brings a smile on all our panelists. And Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst. Syed Asad Abbas, let's start with you. What is the problem that some factions within the Karnataka Congress and the Congress party have with the RSS?
Anand Saab, in your opening statement, you did mention, yes, there is a Congress leader called M.Y. Patel who allowed several of the RSS processions, gatherings, functions to take place. There are no two ways about it. Also, Mr. Priyank Kharge has made it clear about his opinion and his urge to the Chief Minister for the ban. The fact of the matter, back in the time when Sardar Vallabhbhai banned the RSS, the ban was lifted on 3 conditions. That the RSS will adopt the Indian flag, that the RSS will follow the Indian constitution, and the third being the RSS will not affiliate itself in any political party or gathering. The fact we need to understand, I have 2 presentations to you now. Indira Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. We have seen previously in the history where Indira Gandhi did speak very highly of the RSS. Today's day and age, we see Rahul Gandhi, her grandson, speaking against it. There are contradictions, like you said, there are no two ways about it. Let me present you what I understand of this situation coming from the state of Karnataka. The fact of the matter, Mohan Bhagwat ji had made a statement that women belong to do the household work and men are supposed to do the external duties. This, of course, was found to be regressive, but now progressively we do see that Mr. Mohan Bhagwat has softened his side in the recent past. Had it been the case, if Mohan Bhagwat ji stuck to the same, we wouldn't see an able articulate spokesperson like a Surabhi Hodigere ji with us in the panel today. rather should be doing
No,
household
see,
work
I'll tell you what,
and
you're
otherwise.
digressing. My point is, sir, the more you speak, sometimes you lose the train of thought. You have to be objective and try and understand what is the bee in the bonnet that Mr. Kharge or the Congress party has against the RSS. What has the RSS, if they are such a nondescript entity which has got no standing and they have not contributed anything, they're not a threat, then why oppose whatever activity they are doing? There has to be some logic there. Dr. Ranganathan?
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I'll tell you what the situation is, because whatever Mr. Kharge has said, honestly, this kind of illogical, irrational, hypocritical, bigoted, hateful thinking can only result when an apple does not fall far from the tree. And in this case, it's a jackfruit. From having to apologize for the lie that RSS killed Gandhi, to Congress leaders claiming 2611 was an RSS conspiracy, there is no opportunity the Congress has missed slander to RSS. It was banned, as you rightly said, the RSS in 1947. The ban was lifted by Sardar Patel himself when he wrote to Nehru that RSS was not involved in the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Then the Congress under Nehru banned the RSS organizer and jailed its editor. And then Indira Gandhi banned government employees from taking part in RSS activities, something that Kharge and Congress again want to replicate. So tell me this. Government employees can fervently believe in political, supremacist, exclusivist, othering aspects of some religions and ideology, believe in religious brotherhoods over and above India, can refuse to sing Vande Mataram, can take part in activities of all other organizations, including SDPI and Muslim League, but not the RSS? Tell me, does the RSS preach no one has the right to be worshipped but Shiva 4062? Those who deny the Vedas, their necks will be shackled 4070. Muslims are the worst of creatures 98:6. Do not marry Muslim women unless they come to believe in Hinduism 2221. Fight against those who do not believe in Vishnu and who do not adopt Hinduism. Fight them until they give the jizya while they are humble 929. Those who disbelieve in our shlokas, we will drive them into a fire 456. Do not take disbelievers as friends unless they convert and kill them if they refuse 489. And talking of fascism, it wasn't Dr. Mohan Bhagwat's, but rather Rahul Gandhi's grandfather who was fighting alongside the Nazis while serving in Mussolini's army, even as RSS leaders willingly faced the noose in fight for India's independence.
Right.
The legendary names like Devipat Chaudhary, Jagatpati Kumar, Anna Sahib Deshpande, Ramakant Keshav, Vasantrao Oak, Narayan Singh, Chandrakant Bhardwaj, Dada Naik Chimur, Babu Rao Begade, Lala Hansraj, Balaji Raipurkar and Hemu Kelani participated in our freedom struggle and quit India movement as well and faced the gallows. Look, Anand, the real fascist is the Congress. From amending the constitution to trampling upon free speech to junking the Supreme Court judgments, what has the Congress not done that isn't fascist? And finally, as for the party of freedom struggle, on August 15, 1947, Mountbatten told Nehru to not lower the Union Jack because it would make him unhappy. Nehru agreed. The INA protested. They weren't allowed to enter the Red Fort. The British flag wasn't even lowered on our Independence Day. Finally, 10 seconds quote. Quit India movement is irresponsible and insane, displaying bankruptcy of statesmanship by a prophet of a dark age, unquote. Who said this? Dr. Ambedkar.
Well, you've chronicled the past. I'm going to come to the current. What is the problem? Does the Congress leadership want the RSS to engage with it? Is this why they keep riling up? Or is it appeasement, Surabhi Hodigere? Why is it that the RSS and its activities trouble entities? And Siddaramaiah now wants what is being followed in Tamil Nadu to be implemented in Karnataka.
Thank you, Anand. While history has much to tell us and teach us about the different contradictions within the Congress party on how they felt about the Sangh, we don't have to look much further here in Karnataka, because it was just a few months ago that D.K. Shivkumar stood up in the assembly and said that, you know what, I've also been to Shakas and recited Namaste Sada Vatsale Matrabhumi in the assembly, let anywhere else. He faced a lot of backlash for that, but that was something that he said, government property, the seat, the citadel of power in Karnataka. He said that from right there. From having said that to the junior Kharge's statements, sort of repeated statements, by the way, there's a reason why his words have started to carry less and less weight, is because he caters to a certain audience that just wants to dismiss everything, absolutely everything and anything that comes from the Sangh. In this case, if they're trying to follow the Tamil Nadu model, the Supreme Court in itself in 2023 ruled that RSS could hold route marches across the state.
Yeah.
That is what the reality of the legal situation is. But the reason Priyank Kharge keeps going after the Sangh is because of a deep sense of insecurity. Because in the Sangh, nobody is low and below. Everybody is the same. That sense of equality, of national, of devotion as well as service, it runs so strong and so high. Over 160,000 service-related projects and organizations that the Sangh runs. There is nobody you can find in Bengaluru and Karnataka who will have one bad thing to say about the Sangh's work. Therefore, that insecurity is what we are seeing in these statements today.
Now, is it insecurity or is it partners? Is it partners? Because he equated the RSS and with SDPI, because he can't say PFI now. Now, is that something else, or is it that the Congress leadership is somewhere signaling to the RSS engage with us in Karnataka?
I don't believe that the RSS, the Congress needs to signal if they really want to have a conversation on anything. First, they should change their tone and tenor about how they speak about nationalism, and that engagement can definitely happen. Having said that, in very close circles in Karnataka here, what we believe is that this is a distraction tactic from very pressing issues. Just a couple of days ago, a young girl was brutally raped and murdered in Mysore, and she actually hails from Priyank Kharge's region, from his district, Burgi. We've been asking him, I have been asking him for 5 days now, please say something about this issue. No. Farmers have been going through a lot of crop loss and floods because of floods that have happened in those regions. He has not spoken a word about it. He has something to say about Bengaluru, which he's not even in charge of. He has something to say about the Sangh, which I don't know why he likes to rake up these issues. But on pertinent matters, distraction, distraction, distraction. We believe that this has been a mere distraction ploy, because if you talk to the RSS, it makes some people very happy. It makes them very, like these guys are speaking up for us. That's how it makes them feel. That's why he keeps...
If distraction was the intent, then somewhere Priyank Kharge seems to have succeeded Syed Asad Abbas, because today we had Kiran Majumdar Shaw complain to Siddaramaiah. Wake up, look, an international delegation has been embarrassed because of the potholes in Bengaluru. People who want to come to invest in the state are going back with a bad perception. So is that the intent here?
Anand Sahab, I see a certain intent, and I'll tell you what it is. The fact that the Karnataka government, the Karnataka state, is the second largest contributor to the GDP of the nation. We have outpaced the national GDP by 6.2%, agriculture by 4%. Under the same Siddaramaiah Congress government, and all those
is it because of or in spite of?
Are that just 30 seconds?
That's the argument.
30. Just give me 30 seconds, sir. The fact is that we say of potholes, Bangalore, traffic, Bangalore. There's no traffic in Delhi. There are no potholes in Delhi. There's no potholes, traffic in Hyderabad, Chennai, and other major cities of India. The fact is, Bangalore continues to be the startup hub of India.
For how long, sir? Nara Lokesh has just confirmed to Network 18 that Google is investing millions of dollars in setting up in Hyderabad and in Andhra. In Visakhapatnam. In Visakhapatnam, it's their biggest investment outside of the US. So it's not happening in Karnataka. Sir, my point is, sir, it does not matter. It does not matter, viewers and Syed Asad Abbas, what is the state of affairs in Delhi, Hyderabad, etc. One has to be concerned only with what is the state of affairs in Bengaluru, because those who are Bengaluru citizens who want to see Bengaluru as the capital, technology services capital of the world, are today standing embarrassed, and they are putting out posts saying, "What are you doing, Dr. Ranganathan?"
Bengaluru.
So is this a distraction tactic? Let's try and bring out opium of the masses out, so that the real issues get smothered and perhaps brushed under the carpet.
Yes, absolutely. Couple of points. Look, people like my good friend Abbas, they stay in posh areas of Bangalore, so there are no potholes there. The drainage is excellent. He's staying next to the chief minister. What does he care what the rest of the Bangaloreans face? The rest of the Bangaloreans are facing as much hell, if not worse, I'm confirming it, than the people of Delhi. Recently, I was in Bangalore and I felt so good. I used to curse Delhi traffic and potholes. I felt so good being in Bangalore. Sorry to bring out that PG Woodian analogy that if you are sad and depressed, quickly find someone who's more sad and more depressed and you will feel better.
Yeah.
I felt better in Bangalore. And the second point is, thank you that we could at least laugh at this. Second point what Surabhi ji made is absolutely correct. Look, let me be very clear about this. The SDPI has not been banned. It is the umbrella organization under which the PFI, a terror organization, was banned. So this comparison of RSS with SDPI is ridiculous. If you want to ban the RSS, you haven't banned the SDPI. If you ban the BJP, then you can talk
here is
about
what they want to do.
BJP a terror
Sir, the
organization.
SDPI is a political organization. The PFI is already banned. So it is irritating some people because the RSS has not been acted upon, but the PFI has been. The political entity is BJP and SDPI, but they are equating RSS with SDPI now. So that's also a narrative shift, very smartly done. But Dr. Ranganathan, here is the reality. From Delhi, right now I have just looked at the maps. From let's say the Supreme Court to Greater Noida, it will take us 50 minutes, and the distance traversed is more than 40 kilometers. Okay, it's 50 minutes, 55 minutes. This is the story between Delhi and NCR. Guess how much distance will you cover in 55 minutes in Bengaluru?
Now, I don't have to guess.
Any point on the road right now at this point in time. You will not be able to cover more than 15 kilometers, sir.
Yes, and I tell you, I suffered this 3 days ago. It took me longer from my hotel to the auditorium venue in Bangalore, 3 hours, than it took me from Delhi to Bangalore, 2 hours, 30 minutes flight.
So is this purely distractive, or is it a multi-layered entity to one, polarize a certain vote bank which they feel they can by going after the RSS, to pacify certain entities who seem to be a little rattled with 100 years of the RSS and the attention that it got, because Priyank Kharge had a problem with that too. And Surbhi Hodigere, the last but not the least, the woes of governance issues in Karnataka, which they believe they can tide over by trying to keep the people, the Janta, distracted on all these issues. And is the BJP taking the bait? Yeah.
No, it's absolutely, multifaceted in terms of the intent and the purpose. The distraction, it's a big reality. Not just Bengaluru, like I said, there are very, very big concerns in Kalyana Karnataka region. I have not heard Priyank Kharge talk about the fact that lowest per capita income comes from his region. And again, this girl that I mentioned who was brutally raped and murdered comes from the Dalit community. He has not spoken one word about this incident. This is the state of affairs in Karnataka that they're trying to brush over. In terms of whether speaking about the Sangh is an easy target that gets all our emotions riled up and so on and so forth. Let me tell you that that's not how weak the RSS is, the ecosystem that we belong to is. We are very well aware. If you see during the Pathasanchalana, during these marches, there's hordes of people who come just to shower flowers on the people who are doing this. There is a very important role that the Sangh plays that is beyond Kharge's imagination, which is of nation building and of rooting that nation building in something that is incredibly dharmic and part of this land. That is what irks Priyank Kharge and his kind.
Is that what it is irking Mr. Priyank Kharge and somebody else, or do they feel that the work that the RSS is doing, the beneficiary is the BJP and not the Congress party anymore? So is that the reason why this?
An ABVP member who's become a chief minister of a state from a Congress party in Telangana. So if you say that RSS is restricted to impacting one party, it is not true. It is about nation building, character building, as well as of seva. This is not I would not say that this is the argument that Priyank Kharge is making.
Yeah, but you use that argument well, Surbhi Hodigere, notwithstanding the fact that ABVP cadre did not get the respect or get the attention that he thought he will get in the BJP. So he switched ranks and there he is now ended up being chief minister in Revanth Reddy. But yes, there is a story and there are other RSS members who are also tall Congress leaders in the past, and there is a lot to mention there.
The fact is, there has not just been Congress government of the last 30 years. There has been your BJP government too. So don't pin the blame only on the Congress. Pothole traffic has been a problem even during Basavaraj Bommai and B.S. Yediyurappa of the BJP.
My point is, the Congress party was elected because they will fix it, and Siddaramaiah said, I will do it, I will fix it. Have they been able to fix it, or have they only made matters worse? That's where it is. It's no point. The point is that whoever is talking about nation building, you have a problem with them. Whoever is talking about doing more for Bharat, you have a problem with them. Have you been able to set a fantastic governance record? You have not. Have you been able to improve the life and livelihood of the common people of Karnataka? You have not. Is Karnataka growing because of your governance or in spite of your governance? The jury is out on that and people will see. They can see. And you just need to see what the Biocon chief has now put out today. It's real lived experience that she's put out. And she is asking this question. So if that is also going to fall on a blind spot, then perhaps they are blinded. Perhaps this leadership is blinded by a certain thought process which they believe will work for them, despite the incremental gains for them actually in the minus over the last 12 to 14 years. Anyways, I have to wind up on that note. Syed Asad Abbas, Surabhi Odigere, thank you very much. Dr. Ranganathan, please stay on with us as we shift focus. Viewers, in 1971, East Pakistan broke away to form Bangladesh, tired of being treated as second-class citizens by the Punjabi elite in Islamabad. Fast forward to today, 2025, guns are blazing again within Pakistan itself. Pashtuns, Sindhis, Baloch, even the people of Pak-occupied Jammu Kashmir, all Muslims are fighting or protesting against the state and the Vardi military. In Lahore and Muridke, the police have launched a violent crackdown on the Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, largely a grouping of Barelvis, or those who follow the Barelvi sect, which is within Islam. Now, which is demanding a tougher stand from the ruling disposition against Israel and to also voice their opposition to this entire Gaza deal. Shehbaz Sharif backed the Gaza peace deal and even called for Nobel Prize for Donald Trump in the wake of Lahore and Islamabad and Rawalpindi being under siege. And this happened at Sharm el-Sheikh. Now, similar to the 1970s, there's an unpopular army chief pulling strings behind the scenes and a weak government in Islamabad that struggles for legitimacy. Balochistan is an open rebellion. Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, seething with resentment. There is huge amount of strife and the Afghans are really upset. Now with the latest order where they're asking all Afghan refugees also to get out of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and go back to Afghanistan, matters are only going to get hotter on the western borders of Pakistan. And the Afghan tribes who also reside on both sides and do not recognize the Durand Line are going to be further upset. Even Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir is demanding autonomy, while Pakistani forces are being outflanked by Afghanistan at the border, with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan conducting multiple raids and accounting for a lot of Pakistan military personnel. Meanwhile, in the wake of the Tehreek-e-Labbaik protests, sources indicate that the ISI is facing an unprecedented collapse of influence over its Islamist elements, which provided long-standing religious leverage and a steady supply of support and recruitment of non-state actors for its terror doctrine. The Taliban's open recognition of Jammu Kashmir as an integral part of Bharat also marks a major defeat for Rawalpindi's hybrid warfare machinery. Now the question remains, is Pakistan hurtling into chaos? Is the balkanization of Pakistan just imminent now? Lieutenant General DP Pandey, security analyst with us. Dr. Ranganathan stays on. General Pandey, namaste. Your thoughts, sir?
Namaste. Yeah, so while a lot of people will want implosion of Pakistan to take place, I don't think we are there yet, right? A number of things we have to see, Anand, that it may be possible that some things are orchestrated and some are not, right? I'm this TLP thing, I think I'm quite, it is quite well orchestrated maybe by ISI because there is an issue here, right? And they have to showcase to the world, to the Palestinian, to everybody that the people back home are not happy with the Gazan peace process. This is my view, because I don't think anybody is thinking about it. And couple of cops killed, protesters killed, it doesn't make a difference. They are all, please understand, the leaders of TLP can be aligned with any group which is required, but their levers go back to ISI and management of ISI, right? So why have they come out? I was quite surprised that the way they had come out. On one side, the government is going to attend. Shehbaz Sharif was bending backwards, thanking Trump for the peace accord, the way he was singing his praises. And on one side, this is happening back home, and they are not being controlled as they should have been. So this is one part. The second part about what is happening with Afghanistan. I am quite sanguine to believe that they knew what the response will come. You can't touch Afghans and not take a response back, right? No country, even India should have known, or Pakistanis knew that when you conduct an event like Pahalgam, there will be response. It is not smart response, but it is driven by political compulsions, by compulsions of the environment.
Right.
You need to respond. So Taliban could not have just allowed it to get away. They were aware of it, but the ferocity of it, can they be prepared? I don't think so. Even if Pakistan Army gets into gearing up to manage these kind of results from people who have fought Americans out twice, once the Russians, the second time the Americans, they are not likely to be controlled so easily. So somewhere Asim Munir has gone to pitch his weight, pitch himself beyond the weight they actually carry, and that's a challenge which has happened on the security dynamics. Implosion, the world has to work a little bit more for that to happen.
Now, that's quite a bit of gumption that you try and create trouble internally while Shehbaz Sharif goes and shares the dais there. Because Saad Rizvi's video has gone viral where he's saying, Goli kyun chala rahe ho? And kiske kehne pe chala rahe ho? Now, these two questions of Saad Rizvi are now resonating. But Dr. Ranganathan, your thoughts?
Pakistan is the only country where the terrorists watch the army fight the police. But, the fact of the matter is, I speak as a layman. The good general has already told you about the chances of implosion in Pakistan or explosion, as the case may be. As a layman, I want to put my tuppence on what happens if there is an implosion or explosion in Pakistan. What are the repercussions for India? As a layman again. And I see two things. Anand, you also have seen that meme of the last Muslim on earth with his hand having a sword and his leg, and they're clashing each other. That is a very realistic scenario, because the fact of the matter is that while Hindus are prosecuted and persecuted in Pakistan, there are many Islamic sects that are prosecuted and persecuted more than the Hindus in Pakistan. Ahmadiyas, for example, Shias, you have the
Sufis.
Yes, Sufis as well. I mean, their shrines are bombed and their mosques are bombed, and Ahmadiyas aren't even considered as Muslims. In fact, they have to stay in hiding, or they would be lynched. The two things that I see immediately is, if Pakistan implodes, India has to act very quickly, because we were very lucky once Afghanistan imploded. We had this buffer in the form of Pakistan. In Pakistan's case, if it implodes, we don't have that buffer. And you've seen, unfortunately, we have a lot of support for, you call it for better or for worse, of a lot of Pakistanis or those elements. You saw it in Pahalgam attack. You have Indians who were supporting openly the terrorists there. And you see it out here. You had the foreign minister, Talibani, come to India. You saw the kind of welcome he received in, I think, was it Bareilly?
Deoband.
Deoband. Yes, that kind of welcome would be the envy for any Indian politician, and so the fact. We got to act very quickly.
But there is a difference there. There is a difference there, because that also shows the shift of the Taliban radicals or the leadership away from the University of Jihad based in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa or the Darul Haqqaniya, back to the, perhaps within the Islamic sect itself, the more moderate Deobandi sect that sits in Uttar Pradesh. And there is also a certain, religious angle for the Talibani shift. Now, whether or not this works, whether or not this is real or not is out there, but there is a certain real politic and geopolitic there. But yes, you've raised a very valid concern that there are more than 220 million Pakistanis who may want to move to this direction, because they clearly don't want to go towards Afghanistan. And what are we going to do if there is a crisis like that of that proportion? General Pandey has a position, yes.
Yeah. So, firstly, I just quickly about this part of Deobandi being moderate and all, please understand what Dr. Anand is saying. I had a long debate with some very eminent people who have been working on Afghanistan and Pakistan for last about 40 years. Great debate on that. And a lot of people, especially in our diplomatic realm and intelligence realm, are talking what exactly you are saying, Anand. But what Dr. Anand is saying, that please understand that kiska pocha kitna bada hai, that competition will always remain is a competition against each other, but will always be harnessed against a common enemy, which may be American, which may be Russian, it may be a religious aspect.
Right.
Taliban was never wanted to be a rentier state of Pakistan, which Pakistan wants. right? So that is one reason why he has come. The affection, and I think some time back also I mentioned on your this thing, is very unfortunate that from our country, based on religion or ideology, our majority of our population is seeking moorings from abroad and foreign countries rather than seeking from within. Right? Even Devbandi started from here, but eventually the moorings people are seeking for Devbandi is somewhere else. So our Shia population is looking at Iran, our Sunni is looking at Saudi Arabia, there are hardcore elements are looking elsewhere, the communists are looking at Chinese, the Leninists are looking at... So there is a very unfortunate system which has happened, but to cut the clutter short, I want to say that please don't start looking at Taliban 3.0 is soft. Taliban 3.0 is politically mature, is smart.
Right.
They are playing hedging against this thing. India has been mature for a long time because we have been engaging not as Hindu, Islam, Jews, Christian with the world, not only with Taliban, with Afghanistan. Our contact is with people-to-people contact.
Correct.
Every investment which you have done there, unlike Americans, unlike Russians, unlike Pakistan, which has brought money, terror, drugs, weapon, everything, we have brought items for elements which have been progressive for the people of the country. But I just want to come, I'll take a minute more. This issue of implosion, explosion, I have been teaching for last 2.5, 3 years. Everybody speaks very flippantly about implosion. This implosion cannot be managed by India.
Yeah.
This implosion requires to be managed by a world requirement. It can be managed. Frankly, in our case, they aren't going to come to us. We will not allow them to come to us because we got a secure border which is manned by security forces. We got a rule of law and order in place. But there are 4-5 entities. ये जो बांट करनी है ना, this बांट has to be done very, very cleverly, fast. And if I am aware, the Americans have got those cards available with them.
Yeah.
How Balochis will move which side, Pashtuns will move which side, what will happen to the Sindhis, and what Punjabis will be done. Those things have to be managed at an international level. It cannot be handled by India. And if we do it proactively, then the challenge which you have talked of, the internal challenges will come about.
Yeah. The thing is, the hegemonistic powers have to come on board and they have to realize that they will all get a share of the spoils while this entire place, after being fragmented, gets a certain level of stability. But will we continue to have a pesky neighbor? It will be. Will we be able to geographically alter certain challenges that are posed for us strategically? We'll have to wait and watch. I've run out of time right now, but this merits a longer, stronger discussion and a more robust one, and we'll have that very, very soon. General Pandey and Dr. Ranganathan, pleasure as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
As the countdown to Bihar's first phase of polling intensifies, the NDA has already locked in its seat-sharing formula, with BJP and JDU bagging 101 seats each and Chirag Paswan settling for 29. But on the other side of the aisle, the Mahagathbandhan is still in deep negotiations. Tejashwi Yadav, after attending a court hearing in Delhi, has rushed back to Patna. He told reporters that seat-sharing announcement will come in the next 2 to 3 days. Sources say Congress is holding out for more seats, having rejected RJD's offer of 55. With just 72 hours left before nominations close, pressure is mounting on the alliance to present a united front. In the meanwhile, Tej Pratap Yadav has announced that he will contest the upcoming polls from Mahua constituency in Vaishali district. And in an internal Congress meeting held yesterday, state leaders also expressed dissatisfaction with being limited to 55 seats in Bihar Mahagathbandhan. According to Congress sources, seat-sharing talks within Mahagathbandhan have hit a roadblock. The Congress adamant on contesting on 60 at least. RJD, however, wants to reduce Congress's share to accommodate smaller alliance partners. On the other hand, NDA seat sharing deal, remember, has been done, and we've heard all of that all of yesterday, how leaders have been discussing allocation of individual seats now. A lot of reactions coming in on this top focus story from Bihar. First up, let's play them out.
महागठबंधन में सिर फुटअव्वल चल रहा है और महागठबंधन जो है एक दूसरे का इलाज दिल्ली में जा कर के करवा रहे हैं। मुकेश सहनी जी ने कहा कि अभी इलाज शुरू हुआ है महागठबंधन का, सभी डॉक्टर दिल्ली में मौजूद हैं उनके, और वो लोग अपना एक दूसरे से इलाज करवा रहे हैं।
एक चीज़ है कि बिहारियों के सम्मान का, उत्थान का संकल्प ये लोकतंत्र का महापर्व में बिहार की जनता, माँ भारती की जनता पूरी तरह से निभाएगी। अब बिहारी गाली नहीं बनेगा, बिहारी स्वाभिमान और समृद्धि का प्रतीक बनेगा।
लिस्ट सीट शेयरिंग के फाइनलाइजेशन के बाद, गठबंधन के बाद लिस्ट भी आई। हमारा प्रयास ये है कि बिहार की जनता को एक अच्छी सरकार बना के दें, तो गठबंधन का भी नुकसान नहीं होना चाहिए और बिहार का फायदा होना चाहिए, हमारा प्रयास है।
बिहार की जनता को एक बार पुनः स्वच्छ प्रशासन के लिए नीतीश कुमार को वोट देना चाहिए। जेडीयू और भाजपा जुड़वा भाई की तरह से, उनमें पदों को लेकर के किसी प्रकार का कोई विवाद नहीं है। हमारे जन कल्याण के साझे कार्यक्रम।
Sharon Elizabeth joins us live with more details. Sharon, there's a lot of confusion, it seems, in the Mahagathbandhan, and the finalization of seat sharing talks most certainly has been pushed by another day or two, is what we're learning. But tell us a little bit about what the strategy in or at the moment seems to be that of the Congress party, especially because they're looking at gaining more seats as opposed to RJD's opinion and point of view right now.
Well, Crispin, at the moment, the strategy, of course, is to seal the deal as far as the seat sharing is concerned, because the time is of essence here. Time is running out. Nomination dates are nearby. And even now, the seat sharing has not been done. When we talk about the NDA camp, the seat sharing, the seats have been divided among their alliances and BJP and the JDU. But in Mahagathbandhan, there is still negotiation that is going on. And that has shown that how, ill-prepared the Congress party and the Mahagathbandhan at this point is, and they need to, of course, seal the deal as fast as possible. Now, overall, when we talk about Congress party, the Congress party last time has, in fact, contested from 70 seats. Yeah. And this time, they are looking at about 60 seats because the RJD has been saying last time they were not able to do much with the seats that they had got. Out of the 70 seats, they were only able to get about 90 to 20 seats. And it was a very bad performance on the part of the Congress party. On the other hand, the other alliance member, CPIML, their scorecard was actually beyond expectation. They, in fact, contested on 19 seats.
Joining us now is Shri Rajeev Chandrasekhar, former Union Minister and currently the Kerala State BJP President. Rajeev ji, namaskaram. Thank you for your time. Your first reactions on what's happened with this school near Ernakulam, which has now been forced to close down for 2-3 days, given the row that's been raised around hijab, a student wanting to wear and a parent insisting.
Look, what can I say? Our party leaders visited the school yesterday as soon as we heard about this. And it is a very, very distressing situation. The politics of Kerala are reaching a level where you are seeing, on one hand, the Congress party that otherwise in Delhi talks about the constitution and democracy and all of that, getting into a political partnership with the organizations like Jamaat-e-Islami, who are squarely and openly opposing India's constitution, India's secularism, want to create Sharia law and an Islamic state. They are now officially being gatewayed into Kerala's mainstream politics with the help and active connivance of the Congress party. Now, so when an injustice like this happens, you certainly cannot expect the Congress to say anything, because the forces that control the Congress's politics will not permit them to do so. And in a lot of ways, what we are seeing is the almost the obvious surrender of the once upon a time largest party of the country to these type of forces. They will not speak a word. I hear today that belatedly the CPM government has said that school uniforms have to be upheld and cannot be compromised. I'm not sure whether that is unambiguous or it is also with any caveats. So, look, this is the situation that, and we have already seen this, by the way, play out in Karnataka and the neighboring
Yes.
state of Karnataka. So there is a very, very tortured type of politics that is being introduced into Kerala by the Congress party, and the victims of this type of politics are the communities like the Christian community, and we've seen in Sabarimala the Hindu community that seem to be taking the brunt of this type of very, very, very. It is not even appeasement. I don't want to even call it appeasement, but it's a very, very tortured kind of a vote bank politics that the Congress is now forcing into the political culture of Kerala.
Rajeev ji, I'll come to Sabarimala in just a bit, but on this school issue, Sean George was there, and I've just read the comment that nearly 110 students, Muslim students, are in the school. They all follow the rules, and suddenly this is now flared up. There is the involvement of the SDPI that's been alleged. The Jamaat is alleged. News 18 Kerala, and we'll put it out here on CNN News 18 also, is in possession of footage which shows that this whole thing was being filmed. It seems kind of orchestrated. There was a YouTuber who's involved in filming this entire sequence.
No, this is 100% orchestrated. It is testing the political culture and the societal makeup of Kerala, where suddenly a group of people, emboldened by the fact that they have, in a sense, the Congress party, they're holding the Congress party to ransom. They are emboldened by the fact that the CPM is a weak government and cannot take a position on this. And therefore, they push the envelope and test everybody else's patience. Look, there is no logic. There is no compelling argument that they can make for a school that has a uniform policy, that has followed that uniform policy all these years, to suddenly make way for this because one particular segment of a community suddenly woke up one day and decided to do so. This is all political posturing, and this is being backed by forces that are, in a sense, embedded now in the Congress party and the CPM. And the proof of that is very clear. Anand, I don't have to make any complicated conspiracy theory. In the recent Nilambur election, the Congress party officially announced an alliance with the Jamaat-e-Islami. The CPM officially announced an alliance with the SDPI. So if you are the two largest parties traditionally in Kerala are openly surviving on the basis of their support, then what is the strength of institutions to push back? And that is where the BJP is standing tall and firm and strong and say, we will not allow this. And if it comes to having to scrap this out, we are willing to scrap this out, because legally, every other way we will explore that this type of forces should not make way into the society of culture, and not only Kerala society and Kerala's culture, but more importantly, they should not start subverting and taking control of and redirecting where the state is going.
The Kerala Christian community has complained. It was one of the first to go to court with the issue of love jihad. They have complained about narco jihad. They've talked about Islamist and radical outfits targeting their, fraternity, especially the women there, young girls, and it's not just the Hindu community that's under pressure. What happens in this dynamic here? Where does the Christian community then turn to, or who does it turn to if both the left and the Congress, as you allege, are in bed with the radicals?
And that is the legitimate question, Anand. The question today is, look, there was an open case of love jihad in Ernakulam district, where the suicide note of a young Christian girl says that she was being forced to convert by her alleged boyfriend, fiance, whatever you want to call it. And the police, the Kerala police, under the Home Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, tries to hush it up, cover it up. Now look, when those who are supposed to enforce the law, when those who are in charge of law and order and to ensure proper accountable behavior of every citizen, if that institution gets compromised and playing soft peddling these type of crimes, then doesn't that embolden these forces? It's common sense that the law-abiding, hard-working communities today in Kerala, the Malayalis that belong to the Christian community, the Malayalis that belong to the Hindu community, I hasten to add, a lot of Malayalis belonging even to the Muslim community are being held ransom in some sense, and have been taken hostage by this type of very, very shameless appeasement politics that has been driven by the Jamaat-e-Islami and SDPI and organizations like this.
So you're saying,
who, by the way, are not making it at all. There is nothing subtle about their intentions. They have publicly said, the Jamaat-e-Islami, which is the Congress's partner, has publicly said we want to introduce Sharia law into Kerala. They have publicly said we are against democracy. They have publicly said we don't like secularism. And this is the party that Rahul Gandhi's Congress is today in a political alliance, formal political alliance, and is gatewaying into Kerala's politics. So the innocent people, the hardworking people, Malayalis of Kerala, are fed up of this. This is, we all want to live our lives peacefully, work hard, create a better future for our children. And certainly when our children go to school, we don't want to be worried about the fact that there is some madcap SDPI man who suddenly wants to introduce Sharia or hijab or all these kind of obscurantist issues into our schools. That is not what parents should be worried about. Parents should be worried about whether the children are getting good education. Are they studying in safe schools? Are they getting the skills required to create a better future? Instead of being dragged into this type of nonsensical, obscure, going backward 3-generation type of behavior by the SDPI and the Jamaat-e-Islami.
Right. Just quickly shifting focus to two other developments, Rajeevji, this Sabarimala issue. Now, just recently in Thrissur, the Tiruvambadi, there was some fought hard to, shake off state control. This again, now with Sabarimala temple, every time, once in 3 or 4 years, the temple is mired under some controversy or the other. Either there is forced entry, either there is a group that wants to question the beliefs of those who are Ayyappa devotees, and now it is about theft from the temple itself, and the SIT's findings are quite startling.
Oh, there is no doubt about it, Anand, that the Hindu faith and the Hindu community have become some sort of a target almost, or a soft target for CPM's and Congress's appeasement politics, this dirty politics of SDPI and Jamaat-e-Islami. There is absolutely no ambiguity about it. The facts prove themselves. Whether it is the 2018 attempt to try and disrupt and distort the traditions of the sacred shrine of Sabarimala, or what is now coming out, the loot of gold in a sacred shrine of Sabarimala, the loot of land in so many Devaswam boards, temples, the loot of gold from other temples. Now, the question, natural question, and look, when I went to Kerala and when I was given this responsibility, I swore that I will not bring up any communal issues and I would focus on development, I would focus on the future of our state. But these issues are being thrust on us. Why is it that this is happening only in a Hindu temple? And I say this with all responsibility, Anand, that if this had happened in a place of worship belonging to the other community, the other Muslim community, the chief minister would be there in a flash, holding the legs and feet of those that community members and seeking forgiveness. Instead, the shamelessness, the utter unforgivable shamelessness of the current dispensation is he has the gall and the temerity to say, no, this is not corruption, this is a small slip up. 4.5 kgs of gold gone missing from Sabarimala, Anand, by no stretch of imagination is a slip up. Or maybe Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is now redefining corruption in the Congress's scale, saying unless it's 40 kgs of gold loot, it is not corruption, and everything else below 40 kgs of gold is a slip up. This is, it is, I say this with some degree of angst and of course responsibility. It is almost like the Hindu community is a soft target for these two parties and their appeasement politics. And I have made it very clear in the last 1 week that the days of that nonsense is over. If the Congress or the CPM does anything against anybody's faith, any believer, through corruption, through exploitation, through intimidation, we will pursue them through the laws of the land and the rules of the land and make sure they are accountable.
Well, my final question, we have limited time, but my final question, the inflation numbers for September 2025 are out. and Kerala is at 9.05%. Compared to some other states which are at 4.38, 3.33, 3.06, Madhya Pradesh at 0.15, Telangana at 0.15 and Bihar at 0.51. So be it either side, your reaction on this? Yeah.
Anand, the Pinarayi Vijayan government came to power in 2016 and their slogan was Ellam Shariyav, everything will be set right. 10 years on, the only thing that they have set record for is family corruption, wholesale corruption in temples and Devaswam boards, conversion of Devaswam boards into organizations of brokers and the crooks. They have the highest unemployment in the country, the highest unemployment. The gravest injustice being done to the youth of Kerala today is that their colleges have become dens of vice, crime and violence. Children are being forced to study outside the state. Children are being forced to look for jobs outside the state. Highest unemployment and highest inflation. This is the legacy of 10 years of Marxism and communism. And therefore, this I constantly tell Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of the state, instead of wasting his time and energy in talking about Hamas and Gaza and all of these so-called nonsensical geopolitical things that he loves to speak about, let him talk about the children and the youth of Kerala. Let him talk about the inflation and the high price of coconut oil, which is almost 600 rupees today.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he speak about all this? And why is he at the drop of a hat talking about Engels and Karl Marx and Hamas and Gaza? He was elected by the people of Kerala, the youth of Kerala, the families of Kerala, not people of Gaza. So what is he, why is he bent out of shape about what is happening in Gaza? Why isn't he not worried about what is happening to the youth and families of Kerala? So that is the question that needs to be asked and asked again. And that is what we are doing.
Well, is there a strong, viable alternative? And is the voter looking for one? And is there a strong case being made? We'll have to see.
The history of politics is that disaffected people will create the alternative, Anand.
Right.
And I believe the BJP will be the alternative.
Well, we'll wait and watch, and we'll leave it to the voter of Kerala to decide that. But Rajeev Chandrasekhar ji, thank you very, very much for speaking with us. Thank you. Namaskar.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
As the countdown to Bihar's first phase of polling intensifies, the NDA has already locked in its seat-sharing formula, with BJP and JDU bagging 101 seats each and Chirag Paswan settling for 29. But on the other side of the aisle, the Mahagathbandhan is still in deep negotiations. Tejashwi Yadav, after attending a court hearing in Delhi, has rushed back to Patna. He told reporters that seat-sharing announcement will come in the next 2 to 3 days. Sources say Congress is holding out for more seats, having rejected RJD's offer of 55. With just 72 hours left before nominations close, pressure is mounting on the alliance to present a united front. In the meanwhile, Tej Pratap Yadav has announced that he will contest the upcoming polls from Mahua constituency in Vaishali district. And in an internal Congress meeting held yesterday, state leaders also expressed dissatisfaction with being limited to 55 seats in Bihar Mahagathbandhan. According to Congress sources, seat-sharing talks within Mahagathbandhan have hit a roadblock. The Congress adamant on contesting on 60 at least. RJD, however, wants to reduce Congress's share to accommodate smaller alliance partners. On the other hand, NDA seat-sharing deal, remember, has been done, and we've heard all of that all of yesterday, how leaders have been discussing allocation of individual seats now. A lot of reactions coming in on this top focus story from Bihar. First up, let's play them out.
महागठबंधन में सिर फुटअव्वल चल रहा है और महागठबंधन जो है एक दूसरे का इलाज दिल्ली में जाकर के करवा रहे हैं। मुकेश सहनी जी ने कहा कि अभी इलाज शुरू हुआ है महागठबंधन का, सभी डॉक्टर दिल्ली में मौजूद हैं उनके, और वो लोग अपना एक दूसरे से इलाज करवा रहे हैं।
एक चीज़ है कि बिहारियों के सम्मान का, उत्थान का संकल्प ये लोकतंत्र का महापर्व में बिहार की जनता, माँ भारती की जनता पूरी तरह से निभाएगी। अब बिहारी गाली नहीं बनेगा, बिहारी स्वाभिमान और समृद्धि का प्रतीक बनेगा।
लिस्ट सीट शेयरिंग के फाइनलाइजेशन के बाद, गठबंधन के बाद लिस्ट भी आई। हमारा प्रयास ये है कि बिहार की जनता को एक अच्छी सरकार बना के दें, तो गठबंधन का भी नुकसान नहीं होना चाहिए और बिहार का फायदा होना चाहिए, हमारा प्रयास है।
बिहार की जनता को एक बार पुनः स्वच्छ प्रशासन के लिए नीतीश कुमार को वोट देना चाहिए। जेडीयू और भाजपा जुड़वा भाई की तरह से, उनमें पदों को लेकर के किसी प्रकार का कोई विवाद नहीं है। हमारे जन कल्याण के साझे कार्यक्रम।
Sharon Elizabeth joins us live with more details. Sharon, there's a lot of confusion, it seems, in the Mahagathbandhan, and the finalization of seat sharing talks most certainly has been pushed by another day or two, is what we're learning. But tell us a little bit about what the strategy or at the moment seems to be that of the Congress party, especially because they're looking at gaining more seats as opposed to RJD's opinion and point of view right now.
Well, Crispin, at the moment, the strategy, of course, is to seal the deal as far as the seat sharing is concerned, because the time is of essence here. Time is running out. Nomination dates are nearby. And even now, the seat sharing has not been done. When we talk about the NDA camp, the seat sharing, the seats have been divided among their alliances and BJP and the JDU. But in Mahagathbandhan, there is still negotiation that is going on. And that has shown that how, ill-prepared the Congress party and the Mahagathbandhan at this point is, and they need to, of course, seal the deal as fast as possible. Now, overall, when we talk about Congress party, the Congress party last time has, in fact, contested from 70 seats. Yeah. And this time, they are looking at about 60 seats because the RJD has been saying last time they were not able to do much with the seats that they had got. Out of the 70 seats, they were only able to get about 90 to 20 seats. And it was a very bad performance on the part of the Congress party. On the other hand, the other alliance member, CPIML, their scorecard was actually beyond expectation. They, in fact, contested on 19 seats and they won 12 seats. So this time, they're asking for more seats. Yeah. And Congress, on the other hand, is very adamant that they will contest on 60 seats. So right now, of course, there are negotiations that is going on. But one of the interesting things to note here is that Tejasvi Yadav was very much present in the national capital. But even then, Rahul Gandhi or a meeting with Kharge was not scheduled because the negotiations are underway. And Rahul Gandhi believes that the state leaders know better and the negotiation should happen between them. And once the negotiation is final, then Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge will be meeting Tejasvi Yadav. So Congress is confident that probably by today or by latest tomorrow, they will be able to seal the deal. But of course, things are not really working out as being planned by Mahagathbandhan at this point.
Okay, Sharon, how much of that has changed ever since the Rouse Avenue court made all those important observations, framed charges against the Lalu family? Has that emboldened the Congress now to look at